Hey everybody, this is Chad Daniels, and you have landed in the middle of somewhere. Hello, how are you? Thank you for coming back. Across from me, as always, is Cyrus Amundsen. And I have a question for you.
Is it? Okay, go ahead.
It's a question for everybody. Isn't COVID over with? What's with the masks? What's with people still wearing at the airport or whatever? Like, I thought we were done. What? Sorry, what do you think about it?
I hate you. I hate you so much.
Oh my God. I have been laughing all fucking day waiting to ask that question.
The fact that your risk factor obesity didn't cost you your life during the pandemic
That's true.
bothers me every single fucking day.
That's true. But it did. You wish it would have.
I wish your fatness would have helped kill you during the pandemic.
No, but what I'm asking is, what do you think about the masks now?
So let's pull the old curtain back.
Okay.
So I traveled to get here because that is how we do things.
Yeah.
And I have a week coming up at Acme.
Right.
And I haven't been here in 5 years.
Right.
5 years.
Everyone's excited for it.
And I don't know
if
if you've ridden on a plane like anytime recently.
Yes, I have.
The seats, you're like, oh, you sit on top of him. I was inside someone, essentially, on the flight here. Yeah. I sat on someone's tongue. You are so close to the other human beings.
Right.
And so I wore a mask, right?
And I totally get it.
And I just like, and there's I got a lot of people looking at me going, well, and I just leave me alone. Just leave me alone. Here's the thing. If I want to tape, no, I'm not going to do it. Here's the thing. Let me live my life.
I am letting you live.
If I want to show up with a lemur, like a support lemur on my shoulder, and a couple of magic wishing beans that I use to keep me, just fucking leave me alone. Yeah. Everybody leave me alone. Are you happy? Is this what you wanted?
Can I tell you something? I don't think I've ever been happier. God, that made me laugh so hard.
I'm sure that it had the same effect on the audience, who is, lukewarm on me week to week. I'm sure that'll...
No, I really think they should give you the benefit of the doubt on this one, because I know that that's happened to you, and I do know the cart thing that drives you around the airport. Like, you get dirty looks there, too.
Yeah, the fact that and just to be clear, the Minneapolis airport it doesn't care about disabled people. I want to put that on the record since we're going on the record.
ADA, you've been served.
Yeah, they don't. They're like, hey, okay, go ahead. What if we had a whole section of the airport that we couldn't get the golf cart to? Go ahead.
Oh, you're talking about the A and B gates, I see.
Yeah.
Okay. So A and B gates I see. I walked into that one. So I saw a couple that I will tell you looked like they could walk. And I know that's the thing about you, right? Mm-hmm. People glance at you and they go, this motherfucker, right? Mm-hmm. Handsome, tall, what's the deal, bitch?
And then they catch me from the side and they go, Dallas Buyers Club shoulders. I get it.
So I saw a couple on a cart. And
my shoulders look like they have AIDS. That's the thing. Like, from the front, you think I'm fine, but when you see the shoulders, you're like, those shoulders.
Somebody drew this man on a piece of paper. Yeah. So I'm have my head down. I took the 6 o'clock flight. I get home. It's like 7:30. I'm still so tired. Couldn't sleep on the plane. Wheel in my cart, and I hear, "Ma'am, ma'am," and I go, "That's got to be the craziest person." And then I hear somebody going, and then, "Ma'am." And so finally I get to what's happening. There is a lady with AirPods in walking in front of the golf cart, and the couple on the cart are like, fucking move it. So finally I get there, and the lady takes her AirPods out and turns around, and the lady in the cart goes, "Excuse me, we're trying to get through." And without even thinking, I said, "You're on a golf cart inside a fucking building. You can wait." And then there's people up against the wall, a family of 5 up against the wall because they were trying to make room. And then the mom just started laughing so hard at what I said. But I didn't even break stride because I'm like, I have to be in my bed in 20 minutes or I'm going to die.
Can I contextualize what's happened here so far?
I know you're going to.
Because
I don't know why you even ask.
Because here's the thing. I don't really wear masks on planes. I don't wear masks anymore. Like we're all out in the world. I get it. But so I had to wear. A part of the anger comes from. So you know this. I've kind of referenced it. Yeah. We haven't really talked about it. My son, after he was born, had this thing called laryngomalacia, which is like a voice box issue, which led to him being on oxygen for a year. He had to have a surgery. He's doing great.
I know he is, and just to be, I don't want people to be confused because people know that watch the show. I used to vacation in laryngomalacia, and so I just want to make sure it's two different things.
Two different things. It's like sweet.
Yes, exactly.
E-E-E-U-I. So, for a while, we had to like really hunker down with masks. It had nothing to do with COVID. Kid can't get RSV.
Right.
He gets RSV. We're fucked.
Right.
And so my anger towards those looks when I'd be at the grocery store and some guy'd be like, steal, like that sort of shit. Like that, like, and I just let it all go for a year because I didn't want to be like, it's my kid. Like, I just let it go. And so, like, I was flying, BTK, Cody and we were going to Asheville, right?
Okay. Yep.
And right after that, I had a gig that I had been looking forward to for a really long time. It was really good money.
Yep.
And I got on the plane and I sat next to a guy who was downing Sudafed on the plane.
Yeah.
And coughing everywhere. And I got fucking COVID. Right. And so I lost out on a bunch of money for my family. Yeah. And I lost out on a gig I really wanted to do.
Yes.
And now I haven't done this club that we're standing in. I did it for one night. But I haven't done a week here in half a decade.
Yeah.
One half of a decade.
And this is your starting home club.
This is where I started. This is the only place I care about performing at.
Right.
And so...
Allegedly, if you're booking clubs...
Don't worry. They've passed. So I just don't like... I was wearing one because like I'm here in a few days. And I just don't...
Yeah.
I don't want it to be ruined. So, you know what? So fucking... Why don't you and your... Okay.
Wait, me?
No.
Oh, no. God. He was looking right at me when he said that. Here's what I think.
I want to switch the subject. Well,
I don't. I got one more thing.
I want to switch the subject. You don't, because, and you're doing this thing.
I'm not doing it to make you.
You say
I started to do it to make you.
But you say you're a shitty actor until you have to...
I'm the fucking greatest actor.
You've told me you think you're a bad actor.
I know, but I'm the one... That's why I was acting. I'm one of the fucking greatest actors that's ever lived. No one will give me a chance.
You say until you have to act in front of the audience like you're not leading me into a trap that makes me say something that everybody turns on me.
You don't have to say anything about this because I completely agree with how the plane is set up, because you sit down and even if someone's not, I mean, they're not coughing, you get like, all of a sudden I have lap fat and I just go like, I start moving it and they're like, hey, you're touching me. I'm like, no, you're touching me. Like you're spilled.
Yeah.
Onto me, and I'm not making fun of fat people.
You pancake battered on me.
But I will tell you, like, your side fat is now my lap fat. No, thank you. I'm out. And so wearing a mask, it does make sense to me, because also everyone just got super sick in December.
I just... So...
What else do you have to talk about?
Let's move on to something that'll make me more likable. I met the Michael Jordan of Panhandlers.
So you're being sarcastic, I see.
So I was on the highway. I got off on an exit. I was like by in downtown Cincinnati. And I got off, and you can go right on the exit left. So I'm on the left side. And I pull up, and there's a person with a sign, a homeless gentleman. Yeah. And I'm a giver, right? Okay. Not as much anymore because I don't carry cash anymore. Because we're a cashless society, brother, which I don't agree with. And
I remember bringing money to the airport and handing it out and getting just a giant pile of shit laid on my head. I don't know if you guys remember that. But
it's because I didn't walk up to him and go, "Here, person with a job, let me save your life." So,
wow. What a fucking twit.
So, I see a guy sitting on the street, and I look at him, and he's got in one hand, he's got a sign that says, "Anything will help." And then I look over, and in his left hand, he has a ventriloquist dummy.
Oh, yes.
No. And it has a tiny sign that says, "Anything will help."
I hope, did you just hand the little puppet Monopoly money?
No. and it's not a good ventriloquist dummy. I don't know where he got it, but it's like one of those ones that'll be haunted at some point, like one you'd call a dummy. This isn't like Jose Jalapeno on a stick or Walter. This is an old school Goosebumps dummy, right?
This is like a doll that he drilled a hole into. Pretty much. Yeah.
And so I roll the window down and I look at him, and when you roll the window down in the panhandler world, that's go. They get up and go. He doesn't move.
That's the symbol. Yeah. It's like the 1980s version of whistling at a waitress.
Yeah.
They come running. Oh, in the 80s, they used to come running. It was wild. You'd be like, God, do you not respect yourself? Even as a child, I was like, get your shit together.
So I say to him, I go, how much do you need? And I swear to God, the dummy answered. He goes, I can't do the, I'm always doing, I can't do what he, because it was really high pitched. He's like, anything will work. Like and I was like, how long have you been homeless? And the guy, not the dummy, goes, I'm not homeless. I'm just helping a friend.
Oh my God.
So I rolled up my window. Here's the thing. I was already late for something. I drove to I put into my phone, I searched for a Kroger. Drove there, bought a bottle of water, got $80 in cash back, fucking shoomp, right in his lap.
You have to. That's incredible.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, that's great.
I'm going to give you a term that is really not great and really behind the times, but it feels like we're not worrying about that stuff anymore.
Buckle up.
So
somebody's about to get his week at Mothership.
So I know that the term bum isn't in today's lexicon, right? But so I've always, I give money. I always have given money to homeless people. And by the way, I never understand people who are like, I work all my hard-earned money going to go to a lazy guy who just like, dude, is there a harder job than being a panhandler?
Plus a ventriloquist? I mean,
like, if you saw a job posting tomorrow on Indeed, is that a place? And if you saw a job posting and it was like 80 grand a year, 7 days a week for at least 6 to 14 hours, rain, sunshine, heat, whatever, you need to make a sign and you need to stand on a loud, dirty, corner trying to gather money. And it was like 80 grand plus benefits. You'd be like, I think I'm going to stick to the side hustle. You wouldn't take that job, would you?
Yeah, but if you added no taxes, it's all cash.
Yeah, but
I'm just being a dick. You don't have to actually think about that.
Well, let me ask you a real question.
Yeah.
Well, let's not ask you because you're rich. Cody and Justin. Let's go to Cody and Justin in the back. If somebody offered you...
Let's go to the poors.
Let's go back to the poor fellas. And maybe let's start with King Poor, the guy with the mustache. So if somebody offered you 80 grand plus benefits a year to 6 days a week, 7 to 8 hours a day, no matter, you live in Minnesota, Cody, you live in Cincinnati, you're in your hometown.
Yep.
You got to go out on the street and beg for money. Are you taking that job?
Probably not. I mean, the climate here is really...
Forget about the climate.
Yeah.
Let's think about everybody as they're turning their corner going, get a fucking job, you bitch!
I mean, I am a little liberal cuck, so I'm not screaming at bums on the fucking side of the road.
I'm saying people are.
Bums, Justin?
Bums?
Didn't we just establish that was behind the time?
Did you just come from watching Baxter Meredith as Rocky Balboa's manager and ringman?
I don't know that all that was right. His name was Baxter Meredith?
Yeah.
Isn't that the woman who was in
you're
Taxi?
thinking Meredith Baxter Burney.
Yeah.
That's what you're thinking of. But
no,
what's
I'm thinking of Mary Lou Rennan. Mary Lou. Who's the girl who has a photographic memory, but she was in Taxi with Tony Danza and Danny DeVito?
Oh yeah, that's
Mary Lou Retton.
Henner.
Mary Lou Henner.
Mary Lou Henner.
Cody, are you taking that job? You're a diabetic. You're not taking that job.
Yeah, I can't take it.
But now here's the thing. Here's what this guy's done, right? Mm-hmm. Now you go up to somebody that needs money and you normally would give, but now you kind of have that thing in the back of your head where like, you're not even fucking trying.
Yeah, where's your ventriloquist dummy?
You're not even trying.
Now
have a thing.
Now that's what I was where I was going is like I think I will give money no matter what. you know? But I do think showmanship goes a long way, and that's where the term, and this does not come from me, it comes from one of my friends, and I'm not endorsing it.
Yeah.
His name is Corey Jewell, and I'll give his phone number out after this if you'd like to text him. It's a bumsmanship.
Okay.
Like, hey, you got a dog with you? Great. You making eye contact and not out of it in drugs? Awesome. Cool, funny sign. Love it. Ventriloquist dummy. Like, what level of bumsmanship are you at?
Yeah.
Like, where's the showman? Show me the showman. Show me the showman? So the point
Not going to get any help back there.
The point, yeah, those guys wouldn't even, yeah.
Yeah.
So I do, I really impressed by that fella.
That's actually incredible. Now, I used to, and I hate to admit this, but I'm going to tell you something.
Mm-hmm.
I used to make my decision on whether or not I give money and like make an effort to give money by the shoes. I used to do this, but then
And what did you look for in the shoes?
newness, brand name.
And is that the nicer the shoe, the less the money?
I'm saying brand new, nice shoes. I go like, you clearly have a job. But then I was with somebody and they go, they get those at the shelter, right? And I was like, oh, fuck. I need a time machine and about $100,000 and a bunch of little fucking business cards that say, I'm so sorry. What a dumb bitch. I mean, it's just, I'm so ridiculous.
That's not even close. I knew somebody who would buy the signs. That's what he would do.
Yeah, but you knew somebody. I am the somebody in my story. You're going, I know an asshole. It's like, I was the one.
I do think it's interesting to be like, hey, here's like, and people would like barter with him. Like he'd be like, oh, how much for your sign? And they'd be like, he's like, and they'd like try to come to an agreement. And then he just kept all the signs in his garage, which sounds like funny as a story, but I think in actuality, if you open a guy's garage and you see a bunch of homeless guys, that's way too much like, here's my box of women I've killed teeth.
Oh, I was just going to tell you. You know what I'm doing? Once I figure out he's doing that, then I go around, kill a bunch of homeless people. Then I send a letter to the police and I go, you might want to check this guy's fucking garage. I was just in there.
I don't want to say this is the worst it's ever gone. So I was walking into a grocery store and there was a family, a dad and two like Hispanic family, a dad and two young kids.
Yep.
And as we were walking, they didn't have signs. They seemed in fine clothes, like all that stuff. But they explained they had some situation going on and they didn't have any food and they didn't have any money.
Okay.
And I'm going to the grocery store. I was like, so do you actually want food? Because if you want food, I'll buy you some food. And so I was like, well, all right, well, let's go in. I'm getting groceries. Let's just put some stuff in there.
Yeah.
And then he just sent his kids with me, which that sucked. I didn't like that.
Oh my God. What?
No
way. I'd be like, keep the fucking kids right here.
That's what
Give me a list, por favor.
So he sends the kids with, and I didn't understand it at first. And it made sense a few seconds later. So we get inside, and I'm like, all right. And I get a cart, and I was like, so we're gonna get groceries, and they're like, uh-huh. And so we started going around, and then as we started around the first corner, here comes their mom and a third kid, like a toddler, and she doesn't speak English, and they explained to her like, and that's what the dad was probably out there waiting. That's what I'm saying. The dad was probably waiting for the mom to come back, and they explained to the mom that I'm buying groceries. And I don't speak Spanish, so I don't know if they for sure said all of the groceries.
Yeah.
But it picked up real quick. At first, we went down an aisle, and I was like, beans? And they were like, yeah. And I was like,
of course.
I was like, chips? And they were like, yeah. And then, like, pretty soon we had, like, gourmet. Like, I couldn't say no. We came around a section, and they were like, homemade cupcakes? Or like the fresh baked cupcakes? I was like, I guess. And we got all the way up to the front, and everything, like anything food related at Whole Foods is hilariously expensive.
Right.
So we get up, and they've got this little toddler, and he reaches over and he grabs like this book, and one of the kids, the one who's talking to me, goes, can my brother get this book? And I was like, Yeah, let's get the book.
If you send me a video of your brother eating the fucking book, then yeah, he can have the book.
No, it gets so much worse. And then the other boy who had trailed off comes up and he's got a whole like birthday party pack. And they're like, it's my little brother's birthday. And I was like, it is?
Now you have to be a white guy with a beard asking for documentation on a Mexican kid. Oh my God.
Dude, it was that cart of groceries, which you know me, when I go to the grocery store, I'm there to get 3 things because I go all the time.
Yeah.
It was so much money. When they finally rang it up, when I saw that birthday thing come across and how much it was, I was like, it's his birthday? For real? Like, I didn't, but it was the closest I've ever been to like, I lied. I can't do it. I for sure, thank God Jenna doesn't listen to this, because if she knows the amount like that I did this, that wouldn't go. Like,
as they're ringing it up, you just walk out and you're like, there you go, you guys. I pushed it around. You guys just couldn't push the cart, right? Is that what was happening?
I walked out and I remember like waving at Dan. He's like, thank you. And I was like, yeah.
Just exhausted.
Yeah.
You did kind of get away well, because what could have happened is he sends his kids, and then as you turn around the first corner, the youngest kid looks at you and he goes, 20,000 cash or I scream you touched my asshole.
Yeah, it's just somebody with one of those reductive age diseases. He's actually like a partner of the guy. He's 29.
Yeah. You actually give him the 20 grand. He's like, also, it's my little brother's birthday. I had an encounter that felt exactly opposite of that. Mm-hmm. I was, and I know a lot of things happen in Target, but that's where I spend my time.
Yeah.
So,
it's the airport, Target, and Whole Foods. That's what the name of this show should be called.
Yeah, it might as well be, but that's where we spend our time. And I'm not going to lie about where I am. That makes me feel weird.
Yes.
So
we get it. You're honest.
Okay. Anyway, so I go into Target, and I'm going to get light bulbs. In Target, there is one aisle for home stuff, like home improvement. There's light bulbs, spray paint, Velcro, nails, a couple hammers, a couple whatever, right? So I walk around the corner, and this is before I trim my beard. But last time I trimmed my beard, it was, we're going to call it unkempt.
Is that how you say it? Is it kept or kempt?
Kempt with an M.
It's with an M.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's right. Never wanted anything to be wrong more.
That is for sure how you say it.
Okay.
So, he's looking it up on his phone. What a bitch. I'm going to take a drink while you do it.
I think unkept also works.
It doesn't.
We're in Lewis's dragon lair here. There's no chance I get reception down here.
Unbelievable calling Lewis a dragon. So
it is kempt, just like I said, guys. It's kempt with an M, not with a PT like Chad. Kept, with like the way you keep something, you fucking imbecile.
So I'm in Target, and I'm in this home aisle, and my beard is crazy, and I have on a Real Tree camo shirt. Okay? And I walk around the corner. Now, when I wear that and my beard is like that, I realize it looks like I say Arab instead of Arab. Okay? I am well aware that's how I look. And I'm a little bit crazy because I'm at Target getting light bulbs. And so I go in there and I walk around the corner, and there's a woman holding 2 spray paint cans. And she sees me and she goes, thank God. And I was kind of like, oh, she must think I'm her husband or something. And she goes, do you know this is the first time I've ever been here that 4 of the employees don't speak the language? That's what she said. And then I remembered what I was wearing, and I go, of course I'm the soundboard for this, right? Of course she thinks I'm going to be like, well, ain't that a motherfucking the puss, or whatever.
Why don't we tie someone to a truck?
Yeah, exactly. So I have all these thoughts in my head, but what I said was, lo siento, no entiendo. And this lady almost had a fucking stroke. She almost had a stroke. It was so great. She is like holding these 2 things, and she goes, I just need some help. And so I go up to the thing. It's red and blue. And so I go, azul, rojo. And she goes, what? And I go, blue, red. And then she goes, that's not what I need. So then I leave, and I just think it's the funniest thing in the world. And I have a long list. I mean, if you have light bulbs on your list at Target, guess what? Your list is so long. There's dog food and all sorts of shit. So I'm giggling the whole time around, whatever. And then for some reason, it must have taken her forever to figure out what paint she needed, because she's in checkout with me. And this guy goes to me, he goes, thank you. And I go, muchas gracias. And then she goes, like that. And then I set my cart by the Starbucks, and I kind of sneak up behind her, and I just go, how the fuck do you need help in a Target? And she turned around, and as I'm walking, I'm like, Target is the easiest place to shop in the world. Oh, it was so fun.
I didn't even know Target had employees. Other than those kids that are pretending to stock shelves, I didn't know you could get help at a Target.
Yeah, boy, man, I laughed so hard at that. I will tell you that I have been to Mexico and Costa Rica after really dedicating like a lot of time to learning Spanish, and nothing has been better than that moment. 938-day streak on Duolingo.
I was
and
just
it was
waiting
all worth
for
it.
the streak to come out. I was waiting for the streak to come out. Can I build upon your outfit?
Sure.
And that vibe? Okay. So Jenna and I like to go to art festivals.
Yeah.
And we like to go to like swap meets, antique stores. Like that's our thing.
What are you swapping? Say it.
And so there's not an abundance of those in Cincinnati.
Okay.
It's not a big art fest community. They got a couple.
Yeah, sure.
They're pretty all right. Real good like trash store mall swap meet community, but not a big art place.
You know, Emily from Go Bananas makes all the art. She's lovely artist.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
I don't know what that has to do with anything.
Well, I was just saying, like, she should have a show. She should do one of these shows.
Yeah. I just think you needed to squeeze a compliment in for someone because you hadn't looked like a hero yet in this episode. And so.
Wow. You and your $80 that two people had to split can fuck off. Just so you know, you said you dropped 80, the puppet got 40, and the guy got 40. Fuck you.
If you think they went 50-50, you're crazy. The puppet got 60.
I hope so.
You don't think that guy went, it's 80, and the puppet went, well, I'll take 60. That's for sure what happened.
The fact that when the puppet said anything will help, and you didn't go, saw your lips move, and then drive away is fucking crazy. That's what should have happened.
So, Jenna finds out about an outdoor. Is that how you say that word?
Outdoor?
She finds
Are you okay?
out.
Are you talking about your beautiful wife, Jenna?
Here's what
very talented.
Here's what the problem was. It was found out about an outdoor. That's a lot of outs. So
okay.
She finds out about an outdoor art festival. Cincinnati. It's called the Outdoor Cincinnati Art Festival.
Okay.
She found it on some Cincinnati events Facebook page.
Okay.
Right. So we're pumped. Right?
Of course.
We get in the car, baby's with us, we start driving, and pretty quickly I'm like, this doesn't feel like it's going the way of Cincinnati. But like, you get out in like a suburb or kind of out, maybe it's in a big field, whatever. We pull up, it is not. It is just somebody's property.
Yeah.
And it's like, they're just doing like a family. It looks so much like the Making the Murderer property.
Yeah.
Like, there's cars, there's buildings. It does not look good.
Yeah.
We pull in and Jenna goes, no, I don't want to do this. And I was like, there's nothing I've ever wanted to do more in my entire life.
Susie, the kids got too much shit on the fridge. We're going to sell some of it. Put it on the Facebook.
We pull up, no shit. There is a burn barrel. Because, it's February. They got like outdoor burn barrel heat, right?
And also, like, when you're squabbling over the stuff, you're like, this is $1. And you go, what about 75 cents? And he just starts knocking on the burn barrel. No, it's $1.
And in retrospect, Jenna was like, yeah, it's an early February outdoor art festival. And we should have known what this was. Right. So we pull up. We are one of a very small amount of customers. So there are 5 stands. Okay, 2 of them are both selling soup and chili. So I don't know if they were, but like it's 2 different, like I don't know if they had like a brother fight. Like I want to be the chili guy, and so there's 2 people doing chili. There's one guy that's makes homemade like wooden furniture and woodwork stuff.
Okay.
And I would say it's worse than Amish, but better than terrible.
Okay.
Like I'd put it in my house.
All right.
Ish. And so, and then there is a guy that I would describe his stand as pawn shop meets garage. Like no rhyme or reason. Like there's a Randy Macho Man Savage figure next to a 40-year-old blender. I don't know. Like they have NutriBullets now. You don't need the ones that Rocky drank eggs out of.
Yeah,
you know?
Shit. Was there for sure one guitar with 2 strings?
And then you're like, so well, where's the art? So there's like a 14-year-old kid that's selling art that none of the rest of the family had to be on board with. It's too emotional. None of them were like, and I really like Jason's picture of that Japanese woman gazing longingly into the pond. Like it's really good. It's really good. But
Can I tell you what I would have loved? If you go, where's the art? And the guy just flips the blender cup over the Randy Macho Man Savage thing and he goes, let me out. This is art. Let me out.
So I told the chili people that
I love when you don't know people's name and you love to see how you're going to get described. The chili people. Okay.
So I told the chili people that my wife wanted to try both chilies, and whichever chili she thought was the tastiest, we'd buy from that stand. Now, we did buy both chilies because she wasn't on board with making a decision. And then... So we go over to the pawn shop, garage shop guy, and we're like looking over all this stuff. And he has, I'm going to call it a Godzilla remote control. So it's not something that like somebody built it that way.
Okay.
Like he took this giant plastic Godzilla doll and fashioned it he made his own remote control Godzilla, and which he swore worked. And it didn't.
No.
It's just in the corner of our house right now in the living room.
Oh, newsflash. He bought it.
You're not buying the remote control Godzilla from
Not before I see if it works.
Dude, it's worth it. It was worth the risk. And so I decided to buy that. And so like, this is the last thing. You can see Jenna being like, can we get the fuck out of here? And so my baby, my child, Sunday, I had to put my baby in front of his name because some people who are new to the show on YouTube are like, wait, am I behind? What the fuck is there? Does somebody have a human named Sunday?
Yeah. Sunday.
No, thank you. And so he, like, when you tell him he's learning a lot of words, but instead of animals, he doesn't want to learn their name. He wants to learn the sounds. Okay. So you go, hey, can you say monkey? And he goes, ooh, ooh, ah. Like, he'll just... And so he sees Godzilla. Mm-hmm. I think he thinks it's a dinosaur, and he roars. Yeah. And then the guy, 60s, Duck Dynasty goatee, on this property, roars back at him. Super cute, right? Yeah. He roars, the guy roars. And then Sunday, because he's a baby without a social understanding of interactions, roars again. And then the guy roars again. And I was like, oh, twice. And then it just keeps going.
Yeah, it sure does.
And then it gets to a point where I was like, I should stop this. And then they were at about 5 roars, and I was like, nope, let it ride. Because Jenna will never say anything.
Yep.
So I just watched a middle-aged man and my baby roar back in front of one another. Well, you could see Jenna, she was holding him, but she was trying to get away from whatever was happening. It gets really weird. And so finally I had to break it up, and I just go, I thought you might have some switchblades or something. Because that's what, when we pulled in, I was like, well, I'm buying a switchblade here. Yeah. This is a switchblade property. And he goes, we keep the weapons in the house if you want to have a look. And I was like, hell yeah. Ooh. I go, hell yeah, I want to have a look. And Jenna gave me the we're leaving tug, and she never does that. And we don't talk mean to each other. We have a pretty good dynamic, but I haven't been lectured as hard in a long time as I was her on the way home. She's like, you have a son? You can't leave some weird burn barrel property to go into a weapons den and leave me and the baby outside with people we don't know in an unsafe situation. I was like, I got to be honest with you. I think if the Chile people wanted to have you, there's nothing we were going to do.
Yeah. You know, the last couple that came here, they are the Chile. So I'm glad it worked out the way it did. Plus, in Jenna's defense, she was probably, kind of on edge watching your son roar at another human a bunch of times, knowing he's going to have to spend his whole high school career in just one classroom.
Come on, what are you doing? Come on. Here's the funny thing. That is the meanest, shittiest thing someone has said on this show in 2 years. And I promise you, here will be the takeaway from this episode. It'll be 2 things. 1, what the fuck is Sai's problem? And 2, it'll be liberal cucks, just because of the subject matter. Number 3, it won't even come up that you said that thing. So...
That thing. Did you really think that was mean? I thought it was funny.
I
thought we were...
It was... You're the funniest.
But I did think it was funny.
Yeah, you're the funniest.
Well, we don't have to do that. What are you doing that for?
No, you're the funniest.
Oh, okay.
Go, Chad's the funniest.
Here we go.
He's out here, Sai's never said a negative word about either of his children, but Sai's children's been taking children? Sai's kid? Whatever.
Uh-oh, now we know. Now we know what people are going to say.
Yeah.
You have another kid?
Oh, man.
What? You dumped inside?
Oh. Yeah.
Thank you. See, this is the problem. Here's what the problem with people in my life is they go, why do you always guess the end of a story? And it's like, because you make a noise and then you don't say anything. And so then I go, maybe they can't think of the words. I'm going to just start fucking taking pot shots and see. And then I was right this time. And can I tell you something? It felt probably just as good as when you dumped inside.
How old are you?
I'm 49 years old.
When was the last time you learned... Well, let me ask you this question. Are all your orgasms...
Can we just say I'm going to be 50 within 1 month?
So are all your very every once in a while tired orgasms...
Okay. My soft boner orgasms.
So, when a cartoon character blows a horn... Yeah. And the horn gets tired, and then just goes...
Yeah. I don't know a lot about sex, but I know this. When you have to put popsicle sticks around your dick as a splint, it adds girth.
So, are all your orgasms created the same? Like, when you have them, are you like, that one's good, and this one was good, and they're all good, and I just think they're good? Or are there moments where do you go... That one felt better, and then you go and then you become Dr. House, and you're like, let's get to the bottom of this.
Oh, absolutely. Are you kidding? No one has ever felt an orgasm in their ears and not wanted to figure out how come.
When was the last time you learned something new about that process where you're like, well, I want that. That is something I hadn't felt before, and I'm going to add to it.
Okay, pause just for a second. I'm not paused back there, but just you and I. If any of my children, that includes in-laws, are listening to this, shut it off. Okay, now I'm ready to tell you.
Because I would like to tell you about the frenulum. Hey, if you guys like this, there will be a new episode next Monday and every single Monday at 8 a.m. So click the subscribe button so your phone sends it to you without having to do any work.